morning, Franklin Foxes. It is so good to see you again for Wake Up with Coach Day 5. That's right, 5 days you've put up with me, and I am having the time of my life. Today we're going to go and do something really extra fun. I called up one of my dear friends, Brad Barton, and I asked him if we could come by his house. Brad has some amazing skills, and we're going to show them off to you. One of them, he's an amazing sourdough bread maker. So we're going to let you have an opportunity to check out his sourdough making skills. You need to maybe talk mom and dad into making them because they're fantastic. And Brad is a world-renowned magician and public speaker. So we're going to go spend a little time with him, check out some of his magic, maybe give you some things you can play with, and have some yummy bread at the same time. That's what I'm talking about. Food and fun, baby. All right, let's do it. We are moments away from going up into the kitchen where Brad makes his wonderful sourdough bread. You're going to love this. I'm going to let him have an opportunity to really talk to you and get to know you because he's excited. He loves working with kids. Brad is one of the coolest guys I know. He knows how to overcome some hard things and push yourself to the utmost extreme to accomplish your dreams. Brad owns 4 world records. That's right, world records. He is the oldest guy in the world and the only guy in the entire world to run the mile over the age of 50 in under 4 minutes and 20 seconds. That's not flying. That is lightning, guys. That is screaming fast. I'm not sure I could get anything that fast. I can't even get pizza delivered that fast. But 4 world records. This guy's amazing. Not only does he make amazing sourdough bread, and he knows a crud load of magic, but he also has 4 world records. If you want to check him out, you can check him out on bradspeaks.com and also on YouTube. He's got a couple of his runs there that you can see him break those world records. One in the steeplechase as well. So mile steeplechase, this guy's a beast. Anyway, let's go up and check it out.
Okay, today we're going to show you how to make some sourdough bread, and it is so good. So what I've got right here is a sourdough start. Why don't you get a close-up on this, Coach? This is a sourdough start, which if you want to come and take a look, that right there is just flour and water and then some natural yeast that you get from the air. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can either ask your mom or your dad to maybe ask the neighbors if they've got a sourdough start, and if they do, all you'll need is about a half a cup of their start, and then you dump it in your jar and add a little bit of unbleached flour to it, and then mix it up with some water and just let it sit. And about maybe twice a day, so once in the morning, once at night is what I do this. I just add a little bit more unbleached flour and just stick it in there, and it'll just rise on up. It just gives it a little bit of a sour, tangy smell that makes that bread so good. Now, if you don't have access to a start, it's pretty simple. Just make your own. Just get some unbleached flour and put it in a jar and put a little bit of water in it and just mix it up. And then put a lid. It's got to breathe a little bit, so just set the lid on loosely and just set it aside for about 7 days, 10 days. And actually leave the lid off for the first 5 days, I think 6 days in there, and then you stir it up once a day, and then within, like I say, about 7 to 12 days, you're going to have some sourdough. I'm going to have 4 cups of flour, and I'm going to make actually a mix. We're going to mix unbleached flour, white flour, with some fresh ground wheat flour. And that's about right. That's 4 cups, right? And then I've got to have 1 tablespoon of salt. And you got to make sure it's non-iodized salt. So I use the real salt from central Utah. But you can find it in the store. Real Salt is the brand name, or you ask your neighbor for some non-iodized salt. So 1 tablespoon. I don't have a tablespoon with this set, so do a little bit of math here. 3 teaspoons is a tablespoon. There you go. All right, then we're gonna mix it up to make sure that that salt and the 2 different kinds of flour are mixed really well. And I'll make a little nest right here and add the activator. So when you're making bread, typically you use yeast. We're not using yeast. We are using our homegrown yeast, this natural yeast. This is the sourdough. And I'm going to use about 3/4 of a cup. And this is a quart jar. So how many cups are there in a quart jar? 4 cups, right? This is half filled, so this is 2 cups. That's 1 cup. I'm going to use about this much of this. And cutting and just pouring is fine. That's plenty. You don't need to be exact. It's pretty forgiving, and that's about right there. Very good. So there we go. And then I'm going to use 1.5 cups of water. About. Let's go with that. I'll put a little bit right down the middle of that nest, because I want to make sure that the yeast, the sourdough, gets mixed really well throughout. So that's mixed up with all of our water, and then add the rest. And once again, I'm not being really careful about the amount, because I'm just gonna feel. I'm gonna mix it to feel. Very much at all. So now we got it just a little bit too dry, and so we'll just put a little bit more flour in there. And that right there is the next step. That's a sourdough loaf getting ready to activate. Now we're going to use unbleached flour to do this. The organisms that are growing in this that give it that tasty goodness don't like the bleach. So we're going to use unbleached flour. Good luck finding some. Costco is sold out. So, anyway, I'm going to do a little bit of spot to roll this out. Here is our dough that's been rising overnight, and I'm going to pull this off and roll it out. Okay, so this has been raising for about 12 hours, and it smells really good. It's got that tangy smell that sourdough bread has. I'm just going to, I've got my hands washed up really well, and that is that. Now this is pretty simple stuff. All I'm doing here is just grabbing and folding it over, and then I'm going to fold it over again and again and again, and then I'm going to start to knead it just a bit. And you don't have to do very much, just a little bit there and a little bit there. I'm going to make a ball out of this. This is really fun, playing in the dough. And make sure I keep it plenty unsticky. This is going to keep it from being sticky. There. And then I'll put this right down on top of, that's the back side. And I'm going to go just about like that. And then make sure it gets tucked up underneath. About like this, and this is going to give some character. That's okay, good. And tuck it up, and then we're going to put that to bed for a minute and let that rise. We're going to come back in about maybe 40 minutes, and it's going to be up about like that. So we'll just give you a little peek. This is about 20 minutes later, and see how much has grown. That is going to be nice. In about maybe 20 more minutes, we'll put that into the oven. Right, so that's about 30 minutes later, and see how big that's gotten. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so I put this on there just to kind of keep it warm, and it raises a little bit. Last step on this part is to put just some plastic over it so that it'll keep it from drying out. So I got that, I kind of tuck it in, and that right there is what it looks like in the evening. So if I'm going to make bread for like family dinner at 6:30, at 9 or 9:30 at night, I'm going to make this up and just set it aside. And then that was just about the same. So this I made last night about maybe 10 o'clock last night, and this is going to turn into that by this evening. Okay, so we're going to preheat our oven. Come and get a close-up shot. We're going to cook really, really hot. I don't know if you can see that in there. I'm going to turn this up to 460 degrees and just let that get hot. All right, remove. I like to put a little heart on this thing. So I'm going to get a razor blade that's clean, and I'm just going to cut a heart into this bread, and you'll see how cool this heart looks when it comes out. Up a little bit, I'm going to pull it up and up and up, and this is you want to come over here, Coach, because this is kind of a cool part.
Got to zoom in.
Watch right here. I'm going to go just like right there. Watch what this is going to look like in 26 minutes. Boom. So an oven within an oven. It's a Dutch oven inside an oven. Right.
Brad was so cool letting us come up in his kitchen and doing that sourdough stuff, but I'm going to transition now because Brad is going to show us some of his magic, and that is a lot of fun too. So we're going to walk down and get into his basement office where he does, this is his man cave where he hangs out and he gets to do all of his magic stuff and plan all his work and his trips and stuff like that. So we're going to go down and get even closer with Brad and check out some magic. Let's go.
Brad Barton again, Magic Brad, some people call me. And question for you: Have you got magic? We're gonna find out, and actually prove to you that you do, with an illusion that I call the paper thumb. Now I like this illusion because you're pretty much packing at any time. You've got magic props with you, because you can find a piece of paper in a garbage can. I did this once out on a baseball field. Found a piece of crabgrass and used this. So very versatile trick. So let me perform the thing for you first, and then we're going to kind of break it down. And if you want to learn how to do some magic, then just stay tuned. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the paper thumb. I invite you to watch right there. And then count with me, please. TV land. Here we go. Internet land. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah, there we are. Let's try it again. Ready? And there it is.
We just got to see a couple of really cool magic tricks that Brad knows that you can learn right there at home. And there are tons more. He's allowed us to even take a few extras that we're going to put in future videos so you can learn some more. However, the baking is almost done. So we're going to go back upstairs to the kitchen and we're going to take out that yummy sourdough bread. I'm excited. I can smell it down here. It's awesome. Let's go.
Right here. We're 27 minutes in, and I like a crust. If you don't want a crust on your bread, don't do this step. But see how that looks right there. I'm just going to put a little extra crust, so I'm popping the lid on this thing. The Dutch oven creates kind of a steam bath for the bread, and so it puts that crust on. Okay, here we go. Let's see how we did with that beautiful crust. That gives you the before, during, and after shot. And looks like our heart has, oh, good. Our heart kind of had that kind of looks like Pluto, doesn't it?
But there it is, I see the heart.
There we are. And this right here is a sourdough loaf of bread. That is about as tasty as it gets. Remember, we mixed this about 2 hours ago before we started shooting, and this is what it looks like 2 hours later. All those little critters have activated, and it smells, oh, so good. So what we're gonna do is start him. This is Coach starting this with his family. So this is what you would get from your neighbor, or so when Coach gets home, he's gonna grab a quart jar, dump this in, add some unbleached flour. I keep saying that because it's important. And then a little bit of water, and Coach is ready to go. And so are you.
And Coach is excited. That was fun. We just had the chance to spend time with Brad Barton and saw how he personally hand makes his sourdough. Fun. I'm glad you got to get to know Brad. And maybe in the future, when we all come back to school, we might be able to have him come in and visit us. That would be awesome. You can see his magic firsthand. And if some of you decide to kind of, learn some of that magic, we may be able to show him some of our own. So have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Catch you later.
Ready to learn this?
That is awesome.
You don't want to learn how to do this trick. You don't want to shut off the video.
Yeah, no kidding.
Fast forward it a bit, because I'm about to reveal and then teach you guys how to do the thing. Now, quickly, so this is the reveal, and really, okay, if you're just curious how it works, shut off the video anyway, because is magic for boring or is magic for fun? Right, it's for fun, right? And so if you're just curious how it works, then it's gonna make magic boring. Now, if you want to learn how to do the trick, I'm all over that. Keep watching. If not, shut it off and just like fast forward or something back onto something else. All right. So those of you that want to learn how to do this trick, continue to watch. Now, first of all, some magic theory. Whatever I do right here is gonna be noticed. So if I do the magic move right here, you're gonna catch me, but you're not gonna catch me if I do it in a really strange way. I'm gonna ask you to watch right there. Now, the question is, how many of you caught me that time? Because I just did the magic move again, and I even kind of told you where I did the magic move. And by the way, it's not right there. That's not the magic part. And that's not the magic part. The magic move actually happened right after I said, watch right there. And there we are. Now, did you catch me that time? I did the magic move 3 times, and once again, this isn't it. This is just the performance part. Now, I'm gonna do the trick again a 4th time, only I'm gonna blow it, right? I'm not gonna follow the rule. This is a really strange way to show somebody something. To say, usually when we show someone, we're like, hey, watch, look right here. But I'm gonna show them in a very different way. I'm gonna watch, clear back over my shoulder, right there. And because I'm doing that, it's just strange enough that they're not gonna notice the magic move. Let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna break the rule. Watch right there. Did you catch me that time? Yeah, you did. Yeah, because I broke the rule. What we're doing is we're stealing some stickum. Right? We're spitting on our thumb. But it sounds much nicer to say I'm stealing stickum. Now, don't try and get away with this. If you try to go watch right here and then go, you're gonna get caught because you're trying to get away with it. And our human brains are tuned in to catch someone in the trick. What I'm doing here is I'm going to try and be as obvious as possible. So I'm going to say, watch right here. And the more obvious I make it, the less likely you are to catch me. This is just a strange, counterintuitive, that's a big word for elementary school students. But I'm going to go watch right here. I'm going to go, now here's the backstage view. I'm going to steal some stickum on my thumb, and in one fluid movement, this is slow motion, I'm going to lay that right down on the back of my thumb, just like that. Okay, now pause. If it's coming off your thumbnail this way, you've done it wrong. It's not coming off your thumbnail, it's coming off your knuckle. So you stick it up right here, so it's coming off your knuckle. So okay, pause. If it's coming off your thumb, nada. If it's coming off above your knuckle, that's it right there. All right, very good. Now that's a little too obvious, so I'm gonna go like this. Are you with me? So I'm not gonna show them this, I'm gonna show them that. And then what's this hand here for? Yeah, just a little misdirection. Now here's an important part as well. I'm not gonna do the trick with a piece of paper and my thumb. I'm doing the trick with my face. Okay, I'm gonna do it with my face. See if you can hear all these things that my face is gonna tell you, and I'm not gonna speak a single word. See if you can hear all this. My first thing I'm gonna say is, what? Where'd it go? Oh, I have no idea. I give up. Oh, wait a minute. I might know where it's at. Let me look. Oh, yep, there it is. Here it is. Poof. Okay, now see if you can hear all that stuff, and I'm not gonna say a word. I'm doing the trick with my face. Ready? 1, count with me. 2. You got it? Okay, so I'm doing the trick with my face. So by the way, when you do this, any little bit of this going on, your trick is gone. Okay, here's the backstage view. Ready? Boom. Just like that. You got it? You can't be looking down here. And here's only slightly less terrible when you go like that and you're not really looking, but everything about you is broadcasting and then it's right here. Don't do that. Okay? Have some fun with that. And here's something that's fun to do. When you get to this point, you just throw up your hands. Now we don't want to turn this way because you're gonna see, right? Throw up your hands and just kind of shrug and then put your hands on your hips. Just like that. It's very natural, right? And watch what I've done. I've gone from here to there, right? Shrug my shoulders, and then I reach up, pull it out of the air. Now here's another fun thing. You can actually reach out, not this way, but you can reach out this way to the back of your little sister's ear and pluck it out from behind their ear. Let's see if I can grab it out of Coach's. Actually, I'm gonna grab it out of your ear. Ready? Here we go, ready? Backstage view. Here we go, ready? And there we are. That is the paper thumb. An awful lot of fun with this. Actually, if you put a little bit of a crimp in it, so it has just a little tiny little bit of curve to it, then it'll hug your thumb a little bit better. So watch how cool this is. When your friends are geeking out about that, you can actually take it and go from here up and back down to here. Ready? Here to there.
That is awesome.
Visual, isn't it?
That is great.
And then just get rid of it all together. Okay, another fun one. If you have what magicians call a confederate in the audience, right? Somebody, what your buddies are out there goofing off with, and one of them knows what's going on. They're all set up, and they're here. I can actually say, "Hey, Bart, what up? Check it out," and I throw it to them. Now they're not going to catch it immediately. It's going to come through the air and up and up and up and up and up, and they're going to catch it. And it's not catching it because it's got a little weight to it, right? It's going to be like this. And so then they catch it and they throw it back. And I watch it and I catch it. And now I toss it to this hand and I throw them a bullet and they go poof. Anyway, I can play catch with 4, 5, 6 people, and we can have some fun with the paper thumb.